Raynard Osmus will lead things off in the second. 8-9-1 hitters due up. And the first pitch is away for ball one. Osmus has appeared in all 3 games of the series. Second straight start, 2 for 4. His combined 2 games so far at the plate. And ahead 2-0. It usually takes junior college transfers a while to get acclimated to this level. So your hope is, as Osmus now enters his final month of the season, that perhaps he's starting to round into form. Guy that hit pretty well in the junior college ranks the last 2 years. Started his career at Tulane. Very good baseball program. 2-1. Maybe got a pitch to hit there, but fouled it back.
Yeah, he'd like to have that one back. That was center cut. It was a good ball driving to right center and center field.
So Thomas makes another mistake there. High fastball, and Thomas gets his second strikeout. So he has settled down. Thomas has, since that walk to Max.
Looks like when he needs a strikeout, I mean, he kind of rears back. The pitch that he threw before that probably was 3 or 4 miles an hour slower than that one. That one had a little life on it. Was able to blow it by him.
Freshman Brett Owen, second baseman, will get his first look at Thomas. Owen 1 for 2 in the series. In the game on Friday, and then 0 for 3 yesterday. So 1 for 5 on the weekend. He's ahead 3-0. Trying to get the lineup turned over to Brennan.
That's a pitch K-State's going to need to lay off of a little bit for the first few innings.
Brennan will get a 4-pitch walk. That's the fourth already by Thomas, who has not allowed a hit. And now the second time through the order. Spikes ball 1. And Langoliers, seen this a couple times in this series. Boy, he's so good, even as a sophomore. A couple of pitches off, he feels like for a pitcher, he's quick out to the mound to try and calm them down, get them back on track.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I'm seeing is mechanically he goes in and out. And I think that's why you're seeing a little bit of a spike in some of the fastballs that he throws. When his body's in sync, he's letting that thing fly. Sometimes with the balls that he's throwing that are in the dirt, that it's short, it's almost like his body's fighting himself a little bit. So just the talk is, hey, get your mechanics, get your balance, get back in it.
Langoliers regarded as one of the best catching prospects in the Midwest region, not just in the Big 12, but all across. It's got to be in the discussion of top 10 catchers nationally. You can see why. 1-0 pitch is popped up to left. Wynn will carry this out to Downey for out number 2. K-State's seen a couple of good catchers. The guy at Creighton, Michael Amodi, so far has been the best catcher that K-State's seen this year, but Langoliers certainly would be up there. Dylan Watts, 2 outs and a runner on here in the second.
Such an important position in baseball. I mean, not only are they catching, they're calling the game sometimes.
Watts drives one to left field. Downey looking up, and it is into the left center field gap. Rounding third, Owen. The ball dropped in the shortstop position in shallow left, and scoring is Owen to tie the game.
And finally, K-State was able to get one in the gap, get an extra base hit. Comes at a great time, too. They scored right there with a nice job of hitting.
Now batting shortstop, Cam Thompson.
First hit of the game for K-State. Watts with his first hit of the series. And then right there, he's dropping the baseball as he tried to pivot, and it would have been a close play at the plate, but Owen looked to have the advantage running home. But we'll never know as Lofton dropped the baseball. Breaking ball to Thompson in for a strike.
Those are the pitches that you need to take advantage of. He struggled with a little bit of control. You really have to hone him in and make sure he throws you a good pitch. Watts was able to get that pitch.
Thompson walked his first time up.
These are the situations for K-State they really need to take advantage of. They have a runner out in scoring position. Somehow he's got to manage to get a hit right here.
2 for 6 is Watts in the, or Thompson in the series. A couple of 1 for 3 games. Foul tipped in and out of the mitt of Langoliers. Well, a 2-out RBI from Watts with his 6th double of the year, tying the game. K-State trying to get greedy here. Wonderful breaking ball by Thomas. And the curveball catches Thompson looking to end the frame. Third strikeout for Thomas with a 2-out RBI double by Watts. Ties the game. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Brian Smoller, Craig Wilson with you, our entire crew. After some rain earlier in the day, sun has peeked out, clouds have moved off, and turning into another beautiful day here in the Little Apple. Spring-like weather finally has arrived to the Plains. And Cats here in the bottom of the 3rd will have Mount Maxon and McMaster up the middle part of their order against left-hander Taylor Thomas. Drew Mount had a 10-pitch at bat against Thomas the first time up in the 1st inning with the bases loaded and just missed a potential home run, flying out to right to drive in a run with a sacrifice fly. He'll take strike 1. Looping breaking ball has Mount down on the count 0-2.
He took a lot off that pitch.
Comes back, spins one that catches Lofton on a bad hop, and it's into center field.
Well, you mentioned it earlier. You know, the 0-2 pitch was probably too good of a pitch. Same scenario right there. Tried to get the ball again, but left it right out over the plate. Pop.
Yeah, that was stung, but sure lost that play.
Yep.
Likely will go in as an error. Here's Maxon. He'll take a strike. And it is indeed an error on Lofton. A blemish on what has otherwise been a stellar weekend for the freshman. Back-to-back days, the Baylor freshman hitters have been our players of the game. Downey on Friday, Lofton yesterday. Drew Mount is among the top 2 or 3 in the Big 12 with his 20 stolen bases. Maxon down 0-2.
Yeah, we were talking about Lofton and Downey. Before coming into this game, Lofton had raised his average 25 points to 302. And Downey has raised his average 38 points this series to get to 294.
That is crazy. 38 points in 2 days. That's idea by Thomas, and see if Maxon would go after it. And a check on Mount. Everybody in the Beta lineup has seen their batting average go up this weekend, but none more significantly than those two.
Well, this is about the time where you'd like to see your freshmen step up, right? A little later in the season to get acclimated the first part of the season. But especially if two guys are in starting lineup every day, you know, you're coming down to the Big 12 tournament, you're coming into hopefully what would be a regional for them, so they want them to start clicking. This is a good time to start doing it.
Maxon trying to go right side. May sneak this one through. No, good play by Bissonette, but he skips it into first and past Thomas. Could very well be the second error by Bissonette already. And the third error by the Bears, a team that has been one of the best this season.
Well, tough play all the way around. I mean, when you have a runner on first base, the second baseman's typically shifted over towards second for the double play and the cover on the steal. So that hole is always there. Did a good job of getting to it. Tough throw. I ruled that a hit. Give him a hit.
I think only because the throw would have beaten Maxon.
It would have been close, yeah.
And honestly, that'll go on Bissonette, but he gave Thomas a pretty good hop. Looking at that replay, it wasn't like the hop was right at the bag. I mean, it was a pretty good hop. Thomas just missed it. Remember, a converted catcher playing first base, so that may be part of it. Now all of a sudden, guys at the corners, and McMaster a chance to tie the game up.
Well, much like the first inning where we had the bases loaded, you really want to take advantage of this situation. You have first and third, nobody out. Don't get too many of these situations early in the game.
Bastard jammed. Fouls it off to the K-State dugout, 1-2.
Any run that you can get off of Baylor at this point is a good thing. But you also want to capitalize on more than one. Yeah, they squandered the first one. The bases loaded, one out. Was only able to get one run in, but
high curve stays up a little too tall, 2-2. It was now. You're right. In fact, it was bases loaded, nobody out of the first,
right.
And they only got one. Then they got the bases loaded with only one out and couldn't do anything again. Left the runner in scoring position last inning, so 3 straight innings. K-State's had a runner at second or third.
Well, typically all it is one big hit. You know, you got some guys on. It's that who's going to get that hit. As we saw with Watts, you know, double in the gap, scored a run.
Full count pitch instead of throw over to first. Check on Maxon. He's likely not going anywhere.
It's really hard to score multiple runs in an inning when you have a walk here and a single here. You really need somebody to drive one in the gap, over the wall. That's when you start putting up those 4 spots.
McMaster for the second time will strike out on a high fastball. 1 out. And now here comes the pitching coach, John Stroud, coming out, so he's going to take Thomas out right here. With 1 out, 2 men on. Pitching change for the Bears.